Hey, what's up everyone? So I wanted to do a follow-up video to my FGC streaming guide. So maybe you've built your own streaming setup at this point and you've streamed some of your own local events, but now you want to take things a step further and maybe go to some events that are out of state or even international events. Well, this video is going to be your guide on how to build the perfect travel kit for streaming. So as with previous videos, I'll put links to the items that I mentioned in the description, and these are affiliate links. So if you purchase the items, I get a percentage of it, which helps this channel keep making videos. So the most important thing to consider when you're putting together your travel kit is the amount of cases you'll need and the weight of those cases, because airlines will charge you really crazy fees if you have overweight luggage or extra cases. Now, some US airlines will actually give you a discount on your luggage if you have what's known as a media pass. I put a link in the description on how you can make your own media pass so you can take advantage of this discount. Now, as a general rule of thumb, you're going to want your 2 cases to stay under 50 pounds or 23 kilos. You can also bring on a personal item like a camera bag and a carry-on item like a backpack or a small suitcase. Now, in terms of cases for your equipment, I recommend getting Pelican cases. They're really tough and durable, but they do weigh a bit. They actually have an airline of cases which is even lighter if you can spare the extra funds. Now, the really cool thing about the Pelican cases is they come with this modular foam, so you can actually modify the foam inside to perfectly fit your equipment so that it's secure and it doesn't shake around when it's in transit. Now, if you don't have the funds for Pelican cases, you can use regular luggage. I recommend getting the hard shell luggage and get as big as you can. The only drawback is when you load these to max capacity or even put them overweight, the wheels on them tend to break pretty easily and the cases could even break open, and you really don't want to put your really expensive equipment in cheap luggage. Now, if you can't fit all your equipment into 2 cases and carry-on baggage, then I recommend shipping it to the event. If you ship it early enough and ship it ground or even freight, it can usually be far cheaper than paying for extra bags or overweight bags. So this next section is going to talk about some compact and lightweight lights and tripods, because lights and tripods can be the equipment that takes up the most space and is usually the heaviest. So the first recommendation is to use photo tripods over video tripods. A lot of video tripods are really long and heavy, whereas photo tripods can be small and compact. You want to make sure though that the photo tripod can handle the weight of your camera. And you also want to make sure that the stage is sturdy, because a stage that vibrates or shakes a lot, you'll see it on the camera as well. If you don't want to use tripods at all, you can actually use webcams instead of regular cameras, and those can just be mounted on monitors. So next is lights. Standard LED lights can be really heavy and they need their own light stands. So I found a pretty good alternative with these tile lights. These tile lights have adjustable brightness, and even better, they can be mounted directly to the top of your camera. They can also be battery powered as well. So you want to make sure to only bring the AV cables that you need, because extra AV cables can quickly add up to weight in your luggage. So on the audio side, there's one way to streamline this, which is using an audio snake. So an audio snake has a box on one end that has a bunch of 1/4 inch and XLR inputs and outputs. And this runs along one long cable that goes to your mixer that has all the input connections and output connections. And this can make setting up your audio way faster, because you just plug your headsets straight into the box for the inputs and outputs. Speaking of cables, you're going to want to buy a big pack of cable ties, because it's guaranteed that TSA is going to dig through your stuff. So you don't want to open up your case and cables are a mess and tangled together, and you have to untangle them, which makes setup even longer. So next up is mixers. I recommend getting a travel mixer for events, one that has all the inputs and channels that you need. If you need a bigger mixer for your events, I would recommend trying to take it as part of your carry-on luggage, because if you put it in a case with all the other stuff, there's a chance that the knobs and levers will get broken off during transit. So last but not least is the actual encoding PC you'll use. Now, the most portable solution is using a laptop, because you can just toss that into carry-on luggage. The only problem is you're going to be limited on inputs with USB 3.0 bandwidth. Now, if you want to use PCIe cards, you can get one of those Thunderbolt enclosures that has up to 3 slots. The problem is that it's about as big as taking a PC at that point. So speaking of bringing a PC tower, if you're going to be traveling to lots of events, you're actually going to want to build a PC that's meant for traveling. I recommend building a micro ATX build. That way you can put it in a case that has a smaller form factor and can even be part of carry-on luggage. Whenever you're traveling, you're always going to want to disconnect your GPU, because that tends to rattle around a lot and can damage the motherboard. And instead of using a liquid cooler, I recommend using an air cooler. Now, if you're going to an event that doesn't provide monitors, there are a variety of portable monitors you can pick up. So one I've used in the past is a games monitor, and this was actually meant so that you could play your games on the go like a console game, but they work pretty well as portable PC monitors. So that's about all my tips for building your own travel kit for streaming. Also, don't forget to pack some gaff tape. It'll save you in so many different ways. If you have any questions about any of this, make sure to leave them in the comments or reach out to me on social media. If this video was useful to you, make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be doing more tutorials in the future. Thanks again everyone for tuning in, and catch you later.